often, and the daily really does a lot of damage. It's way more than 3%. And I use in every other dungeon still the ebonized assault ring, where I also have the melee powers do 3% my damage, and this buff only stacks 2 times. So you can't go get more than 2 stacks.
Alright, what's up, guys?
And if I have 2 of the rings, I can't get more damage.
This is Blay here. Today I'm just gonna be streaming a little bit. I don't think PvP is gonna pop.
Then we had the
but I did a recent PvP like, I don't know, 2 seconds ago or whatever.
Ring I used the ebonized assault ring with 3% more damage.
Thanks for the follow, guys.
Melee powers. The other ring is just for the
so I did PvP like few seconds ago, to be honest, and
any other way, so I got it from.
It wasn't that interesting. Like some of the guys on my team went AFK for some reason, but we really waited for that PvP like for a very long time. So I was surprised when people went AFK.
Basically, every shirt of the new content is good. You just need to get your ratings. So I used because I need the 4000k armor penetration. But if you use any other, it don't make difference if you get the ratings, because the buff is the same from the new shirt and trousers. So the buff is whenever you critical strike with your powers, you have a 10% chance to reduce your encounter power cooldowns by 1 second. It's the best buff you can get from the shirt at the moment, so you use it. For the trousers, I use Hollister Business Pants. I didn't got any 1000 gear item from that, so I used that still. And the buff is the same for every other new trousers, so it's great. Whenever you critical strike with your powers, you have a 10% chance to gain 25 action points. It's not 25%, it's 25 action points, and you need a lot.
Wow, the lag, bro.
Complete your daily.
I gotta log out and log back in. The lag is crazy.
The best artifacts I can recommend are the Storyteller journals. I don't know how to pronounce it. Because if you have more of them, you increase your power by 1,500 and maximum hit points by 15,000 for each of them.
There we go.
If I put one out, I get just 1,000 power and 10,000 H maximum hit points from each. So if I have more of them, I even get more of every one of them. And also, 2 of the set increase your attributes by 1, and 3 of the set, I have 3 of them, so your power have a chance to deal unresistible damage equal to 10% of your weapon damage. It's the old Lost Moth buff, if you take it that way. It's not really making any difference, but it's still some extra damage, and do an additional hit for weapon damage on a critical hit. So, and the last one is the Apocalypse Dagger. I already said it, it's because of the buff for the whole group. But if anyone else has it, just use the Orcus set, because it's the set with the most damage buff you ever can get. So, I have everything on that page, so we go on to powers. Don't think here's anything interesting there. For the powers, at the Outworld powers, for sure it's Duelist Flurry. That's the main attack at the Outworld. You see it on the boss or on the enemy.
Oh, that's not fair. Just heal right back up.
Heal a little green thing. It can stack up to 10 stacks, and you should always have the 10 stacks up on the boss, because then it deals the dot damage all the time. In the free time where you don't have to attack with Duelist Flurry, just use Gloaming Cut in Tom, because it deals the most damage after Duelist Flurry. But Duelist Flurry don't need to be on all the time, because it has a dot damage, and the dot damage is the important one, not the damage with the attack itself because it's way lower. It's the magnitude of 25 and clothing cut at 110. So it's way higher. So every time you don't need to use it, just use clothing cut for more damage. If I do any other dungeon, I use Cloud of Steel, so I can attack enemies that are not near to me. So, for example, in Lom, second boss, to attack the stones falling from the sky. When you go on to the encounter, for the boss, the encounters are really easy. It's Lashing Blade, it's Wicked Reminder, and it's Assassinate. Let's go on to the dailies. I use Shocking Execution for the highest single target damage, and since they buffed the Whirlwind of Blades, you can use it at mobs, so at more enemies, because it now deals the damage it should deal. So it's good again at more enemies at one time. If you have a bad group in some other dungeon and the tank or the healer can't stand the damage of the boss, you also can use Courage Breaker. It slows the enemy down and lower their attack damage by 15%. Don't think I need to talk about the mechanics. It's just steal.
There's PvP going on. I think we missed it.
Well, not really interesting. So for the class, and you do 5% more damage. So as you really read, you get your stealth back. So you use 1 power in stealth, use the daily, and you can use another power in stealth.
There's the boss.
To the attack.
Is this bugged? There's the boss.
Attack is 25% stronger from any direction if you don't stand dark behind the boss. So the second, but only use it if you, in Tom, only use it if you can fill your daily every minute. So you should have your daily every time the group does the burst damage. So when you use the artifacts for more damage, you always should have the daily. If you don't have it there, just leave Oppressive Darkness aside and use Tactics for 10% more action point gained. Because that moment, if everyone does the burst damage, is the most important. I can deal in that moment, at the moment, over 15 million, 20 million damage. Because my daily, if it crits, deals up to 5 million damage since the last patch. So you really should use the dailies at the burst. But if you can fill it, just use Oppressive Darkness for 5% more damage. So, go down to the feats. I used Toxic Blades. It does also a dot on the boss. And you can always keep it up, so it's very great. Assassinate, the target is just not doing that much damage than Toxic Blades, so use Toxic Blades. The second one is Master of Shadows. Your stealth passively drains 50% as fast, but your stealth recognition is increased by 50%. So in fact, you're using your stealth mostly for encounters, so they are gone after you used your encounter. So you don't need to keep it up a long time, but you need to get it often. So you use that to get it more often, because you don't need it that long. The third feat is Duelist Expertise. So your Duelist Expertise just increase your damage for each stack for 0.5%. And if you got to the 16th stack, or when you leave combat, you are granted Master Duelist. Master Duelist consumes all your stacks and grants you 15% more damage and deflect chance for 10 seconds. It's just a little bit stronger than Skullcracker. And there's also still a bug with Duelist Expertise where you can keep it up all the time at 14 stacks, but I don't want to discuss that so you don't use the bug.
She's dealing with demons and devils alike.
The third one is back alley tactics. You deal up to 10% more damage based on how few your action points are.
Good luck to you.
I don't think you have to discuss that. It's just stronger when your critical strike chance is increased by a random amount on each attack from 1 to 10. So because critical strike is capped at 50%, it's not worth it. And the last one is Shadow's Fury. Your attacks have a 5% chance to spawn a shadow figure, but use the final combo of Duelist Fury on the target. If you have luck, it triggers that much that you nearly don't ever use Duelist Fury anymore if you have the 10 stacks, because this one also triggers the dot effect of this power. So if you have luck, you don't need to use that even anymore in the fight. And it does more damage than this one. So just use Shadow's Fury. And if you are changing to any other dungeons like LOM or something like that, you also have not single target, so you have also a multi-target. So you need to change your powers, and I use the powers I just put in. So it's Blade Fury for mob groups, because you use it in stealth, and you also can use it in afterwards, so you don't get any cooldown on the power. So you also could use Bloody Fury in stealth, then your daily, then also again Bloody Fury in stealth, and then Bloody Fury in normal, if the enemies have that much life. Then Path of Blades, it's just dealing a lot of damage, and you don't have really anything that's good, so you use it. And Smoke Bomb is also doing damage, and if you would use it in stealth, you grant your companion, as your allies, combat advantage for every enemy inside the Smoke Bomb, but you don't need it because the enemies are just too fast dead. And so it's don't really useful, but it does damage on a big area, so you use it. But your main damage on mob groups are Blade Fury. So I think I have every on the power. I hope you understand everything I say, because English is not my main language and I'm not that good in English, but I try my best. Now let's go on to the boons and the campaign boons. They're the most interesting boons, I think, because Guild Stronghold is easy to choose. It's just power, hit points, and reduce the effect of rescued sickness stacks for Tom. And if you are standing anywhere, you also can use the movement mount speed increase from 20%. But the companions is the one most interesting, so we go back to that. For sure, you take the power on this side every time because you need power, or you want power because power is nice. Also, you always should have the marathon runner for increased movement speed by 15%, I think, and the simple support for 10% more companion influence. And in that direction, so the second and third one in every part, I don't know how to tell it. It's just the stat you need. So I took defense because I needed defense, and needed a little bit of armor penetration, so I took 2 of the 5. The rest you should go to maximum hit points because you can't get enough of that. For T5, you use critical servity is increased by 1 per rank, and your action point is increased by 1 per rank. So you get 4% more action points and 4% more critical servity. And the last boon is easy to choose. It's Bloodlust. First, it decreased target's awareness by 500. That's not really interesting the second one is do additional attack equal to 120% of your weapon damage plus 10% per rank. So it leads up to 150% weapon damage. The interesting thing here is increase action point gain by 5% per rank for 10 seconds, so it's 15%. PvP, it's not really interesting because it don't affect the PvE. To the companions, in Tom, that's a little bit different. There's a little difference between Tom and Lom, because in Tom you need the hit points, so I use the Anagon, the Xycus Insight, I think it's called, for 32 maximum hit points. In Lom, I use Mercenary Discipline for 5,000 power and 2,000 combat advantage. And I'm changing it to the... Let's see where it is. I don't know where it is. It's somewhere. There it is. I'm changing it to this one. I just didn't upgrade it yet. If you upgraded it to Legendary, it gives you 4,800 power. So it's stronger than the Söldner. It's called in German Söldner. In English, it's Mercenary. If you have a lot of money, you also can use Alpha Campaign. I think it's called in English. It grants you 5% more power from your real power. So it grants more power than that one, but I don't want to spend 20 million for that. So I use this one and change it to the other one with 4,800 power. The ones who always stay the same are the Deep Crawl with 8k power and the Raptor Insights for 10,000 power. It says 2,000 power for every ally that have the part of the pack, and it stacks up to 5 times. It always stacked up to 5 times, so it don't really matter if anyone has it or the persons don't have it. But in fact, nearly everyone has it, so even though they fixed the Raptor Insight, it's still really the best because everyone use it. So then for the defense, I use Minstrel Discipline for 5k power and 2k awareness. It's also for the 5k power. The awareness I don't care, but the 4k power is the important thing here. And the Ghost Wisdom also for the 4k power and the 2k critical strike. It's all based for the power because I want power, and as you see, I have 240k power from just standing here. I'm doing nothing. For the Lom layout, I'm missing 4k power if I change to Tom because of that companion. For the companion gear, you choose what you need for your ratings. I use the Pearl Ring of Companion, the Silver Talisman of Companion, and the Gold Leaf Grimoire of the Companion. So I get every ratings I need. For sure, I have everywhere Empowered Runestone rank 15 for maximized power, and Bonding Runestones rank 15, and in the character, in every offense slot, I have Radiant Enchantment rank 15, except of 2 offense slots. There I have the Tenebros Enchantment 115 and 114, because they don't stack up if they have the same rank. So you need different ranks for more damage from that enchantment. And it does a lot of damage, so it's better than the power you get. So it's better than the 2,400 power. Yeah, for the defense slots, I use Brutal Enchantment because it has the 2 stats, the 2 defense stats I want. It's maximum hit points and defense. So that's the only one I could really use, so I use it. For the utility slots, it's tactical enchantments in Tom and dark enchantments in Lom. So
Good to see you.
depends on what you're running. Most people also say now, because the healers are crazy healing, the Pala healer and the other healer, you don't really need the tactical enchantment anymore, but I still use it because it's more safe, and the dark enchantment, okay, it gives me a few more stats, but I don't really care about the few stats, because if I don't die, it's better than just 1-2 stats more. So, last point is the mount. So I use the Bat Swarm for the buff on boss in Tom and Lom. You also can use the T-Rex or the Griffin for helping your group. The important one is Dominant Force for 10k power. It just grants you 10k power, so it's great. And for the insignias, everywhere you use dominance insignias. So everywhere dominance, and one slot I have not dominance because it don't exist the dominance in the enlighten part. For the insignia bonuses, I have artifacts pursues. Whenever you use artifact power, your cooldowns are reduced by 2 seconds. This one, I know it's not useful in this place, but I had the insignias already, and the insignias are not that expensive than the other ones, so I still use the insignia word even though it's not doing anything. So, but the insignias are cheaper, so I use it. Then for the third one, Shepherd Devotion, whenever you use a daily power, your teammates' defense is increased by 1500. That's not really doing any difference, but the movement speed is increased by 10%. It's just, yeah, you take it because it's something offensively. Then Combatant's Maneuver, whenever you control an enemy from Smoke Bomb, you gain 2500 combat advantage damage for 10 seconds. So it's just something plus damage for you. And the last one is Gladiator Skull. It's for the more movement. So you move 10% faster, and when your stamina is below 25%, you gain 10% stamina gain. So yeah, I think that's the roach at all. So everything is, I hope everything is clear. For the buff food, I already told you it's back here, the Watermelon Sorbet, the Cerebral Flask of Potency, and the Wildstorm Elixir. And also for the dungeons, I use 2 Alliance Battlehorn and 1 Empowered Chain of Scales. It just increases your power and your critical avoidance and critical severity and stuff like that. But you also could use 3 of the Alliance Battlehorn, because the Alliance Battlehorn increase your action points regeneration by 31%. That's a massive boost on the action points, so you can use your daily more often on one boss in the normal dungeons. So I hope everything is clear. I hope I didn't forget anything and you could understand my English. I hope it wasn't that bad, so you can use the guide I just made. And I hope you have a nice weekend. If you want to see more English guides, just write it in the comments or leave a like, so I will try to make more English versions of my guide. So that's all. Have a good evening, good weekend, or whatever you have. See you next time. Und bei einem Boss, wenn jetzt zum Beispiel in Tom alle ihre Buff-Sachen zünden, also ihre Artefakte zünden, die Reittiere zünden, man haut voll drauf, schaffe ich mit schockierender Vollstreckung bis zu 3,4 Millionen Schaden. Und es wäre auch mehr möglich, aber ich laufe nicht mit einem vollen Damage-Layout in Tom. Dazu werde ich nachher noch was erklären. Klassenmerkmale, unsichtbare Einbrecher ist auf jeden Fall immer drinnen. Wo man variieren kann, ist unterdrückende Dunkelheit. Man kann entweder unterdrückende Dunkelheit machen, dass wenn ihr im Kampfverteil seid, fügt ihr mit Kräften dem Ziel zusätzlich Schaden von 20 Schadenstärke zu, oder Taktik reinnehmen. Die zwei kann man reinnehmen. Vorteil Taktik, man hat natürlich mehr Aktionspunkte zu gewinnen, man regeneriert die tägliche schneller. Wenn man aber trotzdem jede Minute die tägliche zünden kann, wie zum Beispiel durch eine Schlachthund der Allianz, und das genau timen kann, sollte man auf jeden Fall die unterdrückende Dunkelheit nehmen, da die den Schaden um 5% nochmal erhöht. Und jetzt als Beispiel den Tom braucht man die tägliche nur jede Minute, weil dann der Damage Burst kommt und es macht nur Sinn, das dort zu zünden. Außer natürlich, man hat jede halbe Minute die tägliche voll, aber ich glaube nicht, dass das beim Schurken machbar ist, außer man geht voll auf Aktionspunkte und dann lässt man andere Sachen liegen. Zu den Talenten. Man nimmt hier giftige Klinge, die macht grundsätzlich 5% mehr Schaden als wie Ziel des Assassinen, von dem her nimmt man giftige Klinge rein. Meister der Schatten nimmt man rein. Hier Expertise der Duellanten. Man kann Expertise der Duellanten mit Schädelknacker tauschen. Das ist ein minimaler Unterschied, aber Expertise der Duellanten ist ein bisschen stärker. Wenn man weiß wie, kann man das triggern, dass Expertise des Duellanten durchgehend aktiv ist, aber es ist ein Bug, von dem her würde ich es nicht ausnutzen. Grundsätzlich, wenn man es ausnutzen möchte und man glaubt, man braucht es, Expertise der Duellanten einfach einen Mob vor sich stellen, wie zum Beispiel eine Pinata. Man greift die an.
The secret side of me, I never let you see. I keep it caged, but I can't control it. So stay superhuman. I'm not superhuman. Someone save me from the hate. It's just another war. Just another family torn from my face today. Just a step on the edge. Just another day in the world we live. I need a hero. Save me now. I need a hero. Save me now. I need a hero. Save my life. A hero will save me. Just in time. I've gotta fight today till heaven got me falling in more times than I can get out. Down in the deep of my mind, I crawl for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, how long do I got to keep you, to keep you? Down in the deep of my mind, I crawl for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, trying so hard not to keep you, to kills for so long. I forgot how it feels in the dark of night. Tabletops counting eyes in the early hours. Stone cold inside. Banging drops, dancers, never needing answers. We wander all alone, but we can't find the street lights gone. We wander all alone, but we can't deny we are the street light people. get to cross. Even get to cross. I said I'm moving too far. Get to cross. Looking at a shooting star. Got more than a couple of people going mad. I swear they're rooting hard. Tell them I be big in the game like she went and got them breast implants. I said I'm moving too fast. Didn't even get a glance. I'm ready to eat up track like I'm seated in a restaurant. If you had swag like mine, you know it's best to flaunt. We aren't hating because you aren't. Shining like it's neon. Rock like kings of Leon. Shooting stars across the galaxy. Stand out, so don't be mad at me. Infiltrate, I'm with my strategy. When I turn up, then I just have to leave. Shooting stars across the galaxy. I stand out, so don't be mad at me. Infiltrate, I'm with my strategy. When I turn up, then I just have to leave. Yeah, shooting. Yeah, shooting. Yeah, shooting. Yeah, shooting shots. Shooting stars. Didn't even get to cross.
Hello guys, Smitty here. How are you doing? So, I know you were waiting for
PvP, man. PvP just take forever, bro, to pop. It just like when the season isn't around, that's when people just refuse to log on. I don't know. Like plus the game itself, the population is not that big, so it takes forever. And it's kind of boring. Like every time you log on, you don't have much to do, and then you queue for PvP and nothing happens. And I'm supposed to be streaming this thing. I'm supposed to be streaming PvP, but PvP isn't popping. So I don't know what I'm streaming. So I just off my mic and just play music and just do some random stuff. How you doing, Milbot? My man, Caligo doesn't stream. I used to watch him stream, and I've heard about you in his stream before, so it's cool.
Your help with our Corlon preserve us.
Just round this up. Probably gonna level up my auto tune, so I'm like a little bored, or just I don't know. I'll find something to do. I'm a little hungry. Yeah, the game Caligo is playing right now, I think it's called Woken or something. And it seems fun. It got stealth in it. Like once a game has stealth in it, that's the type of game I gravitate to. So I might check it out. It seems like a really good game. So top down, the graphics is not bad at all. Like I think it's an advantage actually with these top down games, with the Diablo-like games. They can focus more on details, and it's pretty good. I'll play your music. I know you are enjoying that music too. Oh, never mind. Freestyle music, electro music. I don't even know what it is. Electric music. I'll just play some hip hop. That would just kill the mood, but anyways. Let me see here. How about that? I don't even know what that is.
I'm stuck on the LA freeway. Got rainwater in my boots. My thumbs unfroze, can't feel my toes. I'm feeling a little destitute. Wheels throwing water all over my axe, and Mr. Jones don't let
they took me to the LA airport, laid $20 in my hand. Well, I paid my fare, I'm in the air, flying back home again, and I went flying high all the way, yeah, all the way, all the way, you know, I went flying high all the way. She hides in an attic concealed on a shelf, behind volumes of literature based on herself. And runs across the pages like some tiny elf, knowing that it's hard to find stuff way back in her mind. Winds up spending all of her time trying to memorize every line. Sweet Lorraine, ah, sweet Lorraine, sweet lady of death wants me to die, so she can come sit by my bedside and sigh, and wipe away the tears from all my friends' eyes. Then softly she will explain just exactly who was to blame for causing me to go insane, finally blow out my brain. Sweet Lorraine, ah, sweet Lorraine. Well, you know that it's a shame and a pity you were raised up in the city and you never learned nothing about country ways. Oh, about country ways. The joy of life she dresses
Bro,
in
that's what I
black.
follow.
With celestial secrets engraved in her back.
Joel Bonds. That's what I follow, bro.
But you know, when you look
I'm
into
streaming
her
on Twitch
eyes,
and
all she's learned
on
had to memorize.
many other areas. I can't remember the names.
You'll never get her high, so let her do her
So,
thing and then watch you
I'm also on
die.
YouTube if you're looking for me there. It's my same name.
Ah, sweet Lorraine. Now she's the one who gives us all those magical things.
I remember back in the days when these were like the
Reads us
BIS.
stories out of the I Ching. Then she passes out a whole new basket of rings that when you put on your hand makes you one of the angel band
Can't see that.
and gives you the power to be a man. But what it does for her you never quite understand. Sweet Lorraine, ah,
Sweet Lorraine.
Well, you know that it's a shame and a pity you were raised up in the city and you never learned nothing about country ways. Oh, about country ways. Oh, about country ways. Yeah, about country ways.
Like a cowboy music. A rattling snake.
I hear that dead sound, baby. Like an echo in my brain. Well, there's a part of us dying. You know that things will never be the same. I'll never be the same. I feel the black nails are pounding now. Yes, into the coffin of our love. Feel the black nails pounding now. Yes, into the coffin of our love. We're like a black shrouded hunter now. Don't you know that I have killed the snow white dove? I killed the dove. Will the time sands keep a falling now? Towards our ending day. Yeah, the time sands keep falling towards our ending day. I see the minutes chasing the hours. Yes, to the words that we should say. Ah, we should say. The white ducks fly on past the sun. Their wings flash silver at the moon. While waters rush down the mountain tongue, my organs play a circus tune. I dance to the wonder of your feet and sing to the joy of your knees. The cold white dress on the mountain
Tonight gonna be a fucking night for me.
breast Money. The maple plants patterns in the sky, its leaves to kiss the wind, while scores of glittering bugs and flies dance polkas on her limbs. I whistle symphonies of your face and laugh for your hair so fine. In startled greens of playground grass, a child jumps rope to rhyme. Reeds and brass, the marching drums make a joyous sound.
Yeah.
Trees bend low with nuts and plums
And you know, when I go to bed, I don't wake up until the next day.
find the ground.
You gotta leave your phone here. I can only wake up to a alarm.
For your porpoise mouth and stand erect for love. The sun burns up the winter sky, and all the earth is love.
Might be coming a little bit late tonight, probably like 3, 4.
Say I'm coming in next morning. Yeah, burp like that.
My best, I feel good, but when I go back, I feel bad. But I don't want to be. Ready? Nothing I give you, right? When you go that oil to stick alcohol?
No, it finished 6 years ago.
No, I'm talking about the one I gave you the pot.
I'm doing so much damage to the Demogorgon thing that it decided to chase me around instead. I want a snack. Alright, man. This was it, man. I streamed for like, I don't know, 5 hours. Yo, you are playing here. But any level below 80 right now, PvP does not exist. So if you want to PvP, you want to get to end game, like, I really won't. I don't know. I won't really stress about it because it's way too much stress if you start stressing about it. So if you're not enjoying the game right now, you should probably find something else, bro. PvP is an end game. I don't know about the console guys, but PC guys, once they get competitive, you're gonna need to buy some really high tier stuff to be able to keep up with the rest of the guys. So yeah, I mean, as for now, you just at level 25. I will really bother about getting more Astro Diamonds. I'll bother about figuring out the right build. Which class are you? Worry about that, because right now PvP really, I don't know, it won't pop. No matter how hard you try at your level right now, it won't pop. So, as you can see, I actually been waiting for a very long time myself, and nothing happened yet. So, like, Mari was online, but Mari went offline because he waited for PvP, and it just never popped. And this guy was farming him a few days ago in Icewind Dale, and he actually added me so I could stop farming him. I mean, when you get bored, you like kill anything you see that wants to PvP. Man, I'm about to go back to my game development stuff, man. I am bored. Like, I'll probably play like Woken or something. I don't Wolsend. I don't even know if it have PvP or something. I don't know, man. I'm giving up these days. I'm gonna wait for next season, and see how that goes on. He used to PvP as well. This guy used to PvP. I mean, he still is OP, dude. Yeah, he used to PvP, he used to be OP as hell. I mean, most of these guys used to be OP, man. Like, this, I don't know, man. Like, the people here, man, like, most of them can PvP. It's just that nothing, the state the game is in right now is just nothing's happening. Alright, so thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to end the stream here. My channel on YouTube is my name here, so if you want to see that, just go there and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.